This angel effect looks super complex, but honestly, it's way easier than it looks. I'm going to break it down step by step, so by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to pull it off yourself. Let's get into it. First of all, here we have 3 files imported. One of them is the video, and the other 2 are stock footages downloaded from Production Crate. The link is in the description. It's free. Go ahead and download it. One is a side angle, and this other one is a front angle. So first, let's double-click on our video. Its duration is 14 seconds, but I only need 7 seconds out of it. So I'll come to this mark, press this button here, and crop it. Then I'll pick it up, create a composition out of it, and our 7-second composition is ready. Our character is on a side angle, so we'll use the side angle stock footage. If your character is facing front, just use the front angle stock footage instead. Now let's flip it and place it where it needs to go. Now the first issue is that this clip is 1.5 seconds long, but our composition is 7 seconds. The good news is these stock footages are loopable, so you can seamlessly loop them. The easiest way to do that is to right-click on it, go to Interpret Footage, then Main, scroll all the way to the bottom, and loop it, maybe 10 times. Now we can make this footage as long as we need. Perfect. Now first things first, let's organize this. I genuinely cannot work like this. Let's create a folder for the footage, and all the stock footage goes in there. And let's create another folder for the compositions. I'll name this Render, so we know it's the main composition, the one we are going to render out. Now the second issue is that the wings are appearing in front of our character. To push them behind, we need to rotoscope the character, and before you panic, it's quicker than you think. Let's duplicate the layer, name it Roto, select the Roto Brush tool, and quickly rotoscope it. After rotoscoping, make sure you hit the freeze button. Seriously, don't forget this one. Now the Roto layer has our character separated from the footage. By toggling transparency, we can check it. Now, if we take our stock footage and place it below the Roto layer, the wings end up behind the subject. Just like that. Let's adjust it a little more, scale, and so on. Now the issue is that the wings aren't moving with our character. The wings are just sitting there, while everything else is moving, very unhelpful. To fix that, we'll click on our video layer and apply Mocha AE. In Mocha, press this button, and Mocha's own UI will open right within After Effects. This area looks static, so we can track it. To track, we'll grab this tool and draw a rough mask here. Mocha will track everything inside that mask. Let's name it Track 1. Press Ctrl+S, then close this window. Now all the tracking data is inside this effect. We want to export it onto a layer, so click on Create Track Data. The data is in. Now we need to export it to a null object. Let's create a null object and name it Track 1. Go back into Mocha, change corner pin to transform. Now in Layer Export, select Track 1 and apply Export. And now, our null is tracked along with the arm. Grab the wing footage layer and parent it to the Track 1 null object. And it's moving. Already looking so good. But it looks a bit cartoonish and not in a charming way. That's because our footage has depth of field, and the stock footage has absolutely none. So let's fake it, because that's kind of what we do in VFX. Pre-composite, make sure Leave All Attributes is selected, name it Wings, hit OK, open the composition. Now here we have our footage, and all its position and scale properties are on the outside, while inside everything is exactly as it was. On top of this, we'll add a camera lens blur effect. Let's increase the blur a little so we can clearly see it. Right now the blur is hitting the entire frame, but we want a tilt-shift type effect. For that, let's create a new solid. This will be our matte. Turn it off so we can see. Draw a mask over the area where we don't want blur. Adjust the mask a little, add some feather to it, and invert it. Now, the layer only affects the area where we actually want the blur. Let's go back to Camera Lens Blur. Enable it, and under Blur Map, select the white solid. And because we're using a mask, we'll select Mask here so After Effects takes it into account. Now we have a tilt-shift type effect. Let's adjust it a bit, increase the expansion, and maybe add some more feather. And there we go, a nice depth of field has been added, which is going to add a ton of realism. We can fine-tune it more as we go. Now because camera lens blur is quite a heavy effect and can slow your computer down, and nobody has time for that, let's pre-render it. Click on this composition, press Ctrl+M, and from here we can render it. We want it to import with transparency, so select Animation Codec and RGB plus Alpha here. In post-render, select Import. Hit the render button and it's rendered and imported into the project panel. Let's create a folder, name it Pre-Render to keep things organized. Import it into the timeline, solo it so the previous layers don't have to load, and now playback is very smooth. But the character's shadow isn't there, and that's a problem. The character's shadow should be falling on the wings. To create it, let's go back to the composition, add a new adjustment layer, name it Darken or whatever suits you. Draw a mask where we want the shadow. Add a brightness and contrast effect, bring down the brightness, add a bit of feather to it, and go back to the main composition. There's our shadow. Now let's add some glow, and this is where it gets fun. The issue is that when you add glow, it doesn't wrap around the character because the wings layer sits below our roto layer. Let me delete the glow for now and show you a cleaner way to handle this. We'll matte the wing layer with the roto layer, then invert that matte. So wherever the roto layer exists, the wing layer disappears. Then grab the track layer, the roto, and the wings together and pre-compose them. Name it Wings Matte, solo it so we can see, and now apply glow on top of this. Now check when we apply glow, it wraps around the character just like it would in real life. That's the difference. Now, After Effects' native glow effect is, let's say, not great. Nobody really uses it. And once you see why, you'll understand. There's a much better technique. First, delete it. You can add a blend mode, linear dodge, screen, or whichever works for you. But I've tried them all, and the best result for me here was classic color dodge. The issue with color dodge is that it makes things a bit transparent. So I'll add a curves adjustment and bump up the brightness a little. It was looking a bit faded otherwise. This looks good now. Now let me show you how to actually use normal glow properly, because it's not completely useless, you just have to know what you're doing. You apply one glow, change its intensity, threshold, etc. And whenever you're working with glow in your composition, make sure your project is set to 32-bit. Go to the project panel and Alt+click this button to change the bitrate. Let's adjust the glow. As I said, the native glow is weak on its own. But if you want a quick effect, you can stack them. Put another glow on top. Keep this one's intensity a bit lower. The thing is, a single glow won't give you realistic results. You need to stack multiple glows, tweak the settings, and honestly, it just eats up your time. So the quicker approach, and the one I'd actually recommend, is to delete all three and use a free preset I'm linking in the description. It's called AfterGlow. Everything that lengthy stacking process was trying to do. This preset already has built in. Just go into the AfterGlow controls, and again, I hope you made sure you're on 32-bit. Adjust the radius and threshold as much as you need. Apply a tint to get a black and white look. Then make a few more adjustments: threshold, radius, intensity. Looking really great. To apply colors and give it some vibrance, add color vibrance and dial in whatever color you want. Yellow looks nice too. You can tweak brightness, gamma, vibrance, all of it to land on your desired look. For now, I'll stick with white, it's just looking better here. We'll get into colors soon. Wings are done. Now we need a halo ring on the head, and here's where it gets a bit interesting. As you'll see, the camera is moving, and the character's head is moving independently. So we'll go back into Mocha, create another mask on the head, and track it. Name it Track 2. Same process, create tracking data. Make sure Track 2's data is generated. Create a new null object. Name it Track 2. Go back to Mocha and export to the Track 2 null object. Solo the video layer. To create the ring, right-click, New, and create a torus layer. This gives us a nice donut-shaped ring. You can adjust it on the side here. Bring down the pipe radius and place it above the character's head. Now, parent it to our null object. The issue here is that this is a 3D layer, but our tracking data is 2D, so we're going to shortcut this a bit. First, let's delete the scale data, which was causing the ring to deform. Position is correct now, but rotation has a slight issue. For that, we'll do some manual keyframing on position, scale, and rotation. It'll need a bit of hands-on adjustment. After a few tweaks, it's looking perfectly tracked with the head. Now in material properties, we can increase roughness, reduce metallic, bump up emission intensity a bit. Play around with these settings to get whatever look you're going for. Grab the track layer and halo layer, pre-compose both of these, and name it ring. Now, let's add a glow on top of this too. Apply AfterGlow. Go into the settings, decrease intensity a little, and make whatever adjustments look right. Set the blend mode to classic color dodge. It's a bit sharp, so let's throw in a fastbox blur and increase the blur radius slightly. Beautiful. Now there's one more optional adjustment. I noticed the wings are looking very transparent, but I want them translucent. There is a difference, and it matters. We'll add an adjustment layer. Give it a little fastbox blur. Increase the blur, but now the entire footage starts blurring, and we only want it where the wings are. So let's mat it with our wings layer and draw a rough mask over that area. This step is optional, so skip it if you want. It really depends on your footage. Wings are done. Ring is done. Now let's move to the eyes. I want them glowing too. Disable everything for now. Go to the timecode where the eyes start opening. Split it. Delete the earlier part. We only want the portion where the eyes are visible. Go into the tracker. By the way, if the tracker panel isn't showing up, go to Windows and enable it from there. Click on Track Motion. This spot looks fine. Place the tracker, press the track button, and let it run. If the tracker drifts at any point, you can manually adjust it. Now, export this tracking data to a null object. Create a new null object. Name it I1. Click Edit Target. Select our null object. Hit OK and apply, and all the tracking data gets applied to it. This null object is now tracked with the eye. Delete the earlier part. We don't need that. Same steps for the second eye. Create a new null object. Name it I2. Export the tracking data onto it. Both null objects are now tracked with both eyes. To create the eye glow, make a new solid layer. Name it Eye Flare, and apply a lens flare effect. On the stopwatch, press Alt plus left click to open the expression panel. Grab the Pick Whip tool and link it to the null object. Remember this expression, it's going to save you. The flare is now tracked with the eye. Adjust the brightness to just the amount of glow you want on the eye. Set the blend mode to classic color dodge. After a few quick tweaks, we've got something nice. Now, I want the glow to increase as the eye opens and fade out completely when the eye closes. So let's keyframe the brightness and change the lens type a bit. To apply it to the second eye, just duplicate this flare layer. Press U twice to bring up the expression, and in the expression, change I1 to I2. That's it. It'll apply to the second eye automatically since our second null object is named I2. Enable everything. Fantastic. Now since we've come this far, why stop? Let's add glow to the ball as well. Duplicate the layer, name it ball. To rotoscope it, solo the layer, double-click, select the ball, and play through it. And freeze. The ball is now separated. Add a tint to make it black and white, then color vibrance with a slightly bluish color. Add AfterGlow. Set the blend mode to Screen, Color Dodge, Linear Dodge, or whichever feels right for your footage. Adjust intensity, threshold, and radius. Good enough. Now let's do some coloring. This is where everything comes together. On the wings, apply color vibrance and dial in your color. Let's go with an orange look. Adjust the gamma. And now, let's color the ring layer too. Apply color vibrance. Select yellow so we get that golden look. Readjust the glow a little. Same steps for the ball. Give it an orange tint, adjust the vibrance a bit. And for the eyes, apply tint first to make them black and white, then color vibrance to make them yellow. Copy the tint and color vibrance, paste them onto the second eye, and done. The effect is ready. Let's export it. Ctrl+M. Hit the render button and it's rendered. And that's the Angel effect. If this helped, leave a like and subscribe for more. Got questions? Drop them in the comments. And if you're new to After Effects, the beginner guide is linked right here. See you in the next one.